What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the Ratatoskr showcase for the brand new Demonic Beast unit tier. So yeah, I mean, you guys have probably been waiting for this video, man. We went through the Bird, Deer, Skull and Hadi, Nidhogg, and now we are here with the Ratatoskr Demonic Beast. And yeah, I mean, he is really good on the fight. You guys will see throughout the video. I recorded the run already, so it is pre-recorded, guys. And the reason why I did this, just so that the video is a little bit, you know, more like accessible, because this whole run probably took me about like 40 minutes, because Rat just inherently takes a long time just going through all the phases and stuff. So yeah, I mean, you know, for us, I think we should be still good to go, and we can just kind of like watch through, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on how we kind of went about each, like, you know, kind of turn, and what kind of, you know, panned out as well. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. We are on the road to that 51,000 subscribers. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's talk the tier on the Ratatoskr. So in terms of the gear, I can actually show you guys on the game here. So in terms of gear, this is pretty much the setup. So we ran attack crit damage tier because he's going to be our main DPS, HP defense Jormungand, HP defense LR Liz, and then triple crit resistance on the blue Valenti. You know, obviously you do want to have crit resistance on the middle pieces as well. It just helps your tank, you know, across the board. You don't get crit. In terms of our links here as well, yeah, I mean, attack links on our DPS characters, or more so DPS, like, you know, Jormungand, obviously we want to do a little bit of damage or a single target, so I did go Mile link on her. Yeah, I mean, you know, HP, you know, defense on my King, and then HP defense on Tarmiel as well. We are also rocking the, yeah, the Nidhogg card set on this fight, because you get the defense-related stats for when you have food poisoning on yourself. So, you know, very good stuff right there, guys. Now, with that out of the way, let's let the video go, and I'll let you guys just kind of see how we went about it. So, yeah, for this first bit, yeah, it's just me showing the gear. I already showed you guys, so we could just hop into the fight, and, yeah, we'll see what this is all about. So I put the video on, I think, ×2 for this floor right here, guys. And then I think floor 2 as well is on ×2. And then the first bit of floor 3, like the phase 1, because it just is like a stall fest, I put it on like ×4 or something like that, something crazy. And then, yeah, and then the rest of the video is ×2. But I'll pretty much explain to you guys my kind of thought process on the team and, you know, the characters as well. So remember that tier's passive, guys, is only for Ragnarok and unknown characters. So we're not actually getting the buff for Valenti or LR Liz, but we do need both those characters regardless. And so, you know, the reason why we need both the characters is because Valenti is the one that has the poison and the shock, right, for the debuffs, and then LR Liz is the character with the healing and the buff strip. So, you know, we do also have buff strip with Jormungand as well, you know, bear that in mind. We do have buff strip with her. We would have buff strip with Tyr if it was only one enemy, but we do not have buff strip because it is multiple enemies on this fight. So that is literally the only thing I think Tyr's passive does not, you know, actually help us with. Is the buff strip part of his kit, but like, you know, you don't really even need it on this fight anyway, because Ratatoskr isn't really like a buff reliant fight. Right here, I don't know what I was trying to do, guys. Oh, I was trying to get the triple single target for the heal. Yeah, that's one thing that Tyr really does have, though, is triple single target nets you a team-wide heal for everyone that has a debuff, and food poisoning is very common in this fight, guys. So that's going to be something where I'm always going to be able to get that, and yeah, just that really nice heal as well. So yeah, I mean, this phase 2, remember, this is where we have to do, yeah, we have to move him to the left or right, and then we kill him on that stump so that he doesn't get the attack-related stats. Because he is going to get the blue buffs, which we will get as we attack him, as we do AoE skills as well. So right there, he has, what, 3 of those blue buffs right there. But we should be completely good to go here. You know, we have the buff strip with Liz as well, and, you know, we have a lot of damage. So I'm like, okay, let's do the ult with Liz, let's do the attack card follow-up, and then, yeah, we can do single target Tyr, we can do single target Jormungand, and that's gonna do a really good amount of damage. Honestly, though, like, you know, damage-wise, I was expecting Tyr sometimes in the fight to do a little bit more, guys, which is kind of crazy to think. Like, you know, I don't think necessarily you would think that this character needs more DPS, but there are some parts of the fight where I'm like, damn, that amplified skill was not hidden, mainly because we didn't have buffs, but, you know, there is that to take into account, right? Like, you will be getting buff removed a lot in this fight, either it being you getting petrified, you know, if the boss just naturally buff strips you, going into a new phase auto buff strips you. So there are definitely a bunch of things that can kind of, you know, counteract it. But overall, it is pretty seamless though, guys. Pretty seamless. You know, the Jormungand being on Tyr's, like, you know, characteristic part where, you know, she's unknown or Ragnarok, which is Ragnarok, right? That is really nice, because that means Jormungand is also getting the 45% attack that we stack up every single phase. And yeah, I mean, that is obviously very, very good. We're also getting her to have the crit resistance and the crit defense, so both her and Tyr are going to be a lot more tanky overall, you know, versus like you know, Valenti and Eller Liz, unfortunately, right? Because they don't really have the they're not getting Tyr's like defensive buffs, right? But it's still okay. Yeah, right here, guys, we're just doing the, you know, moving to the right, moving to the left, moving back to the middle. So you guys kind of just saw what we were doing right there. Now, this turn, I remember this turn specifically because I was like, yo, what do I do to get the kill and heal? Right? Because on this turn, I was like, damn, Eller Liz got stunned. Like, that really, really does suck. But guys, the solution was triple single target, right? Like, I have the single target skills. You guys see it in my hand, right? I have single target, single target, single target, single target with her ult. So for me right here, like, literally, like, the next, like, I don't know how long, guys. Look how much I was stalling here. I literally didn't know what to do. I think it was for like at least like 2 minutes. This is like obviously sped up. But yeah, so I do obviously lock in with the triple single target because of the fact that we are going to be cleansing, and, you know, we're good overall. So there you guys go, man. That is the first floor of the Ratatoskr Demonic Beast. Now moving in, we do also have, yeah, so we're hopping into floor 2 now. And yeah, I mean, floor 2, you have to kill both the stumps. So we're always killing left and right stump. We're not really focused on the actual rat himself until we've killed those stumps. So we're really not worried about any of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's just start wasting all of our, you know, cards that would move him left or right, right? And we just kind of wasted turn 1. And yeah, we just kind of get set up and get ready, you know, so we can start killing the side stumps. The one nice thing that I really do like about Tyr, though, is the fact that his ultimate is a AoE ultimate. That is really nice for phases like this where we need AoE damage, right? But Tyr only has double single target. So there are some times where you're like, man, I need an AoE hit to be a very strong skill. And luckily that is Tyr's ultimate, and Tyr's ultimate hits very, very strong, right? So that is, like, honestly, I mean, you know, with that being said, like, he is a really, really good character for this fight, even though Valenti and Eller Liz are not getting the buffs, right? Even though they're not getting the buffs, it's still a very, very good team. So right here, I'm like, okay, let's just go with the triple single target. We are unfortunately going to cleanse, but I'm like, okay, you know, we get the ultimate with Jormungand regardless. And ultimate with Jormungand means that we get detoxification. So I'm not worried about, you know, getting a bunch of the gray debuff food poisonings. We're going to be fine, right? So I'm like, okay, let's let it happen, and we'll be good to go. But we actually got debuffed on the turn. So, you know, we were fine, and we actually didn't get the full food poisoning debuffs onto us there. So that actually did work out for us pretty well. Right here, though, I get kind of scammed, though, guys. You'll see here, the attack card from Liz does not kill. And I'm like, damn, do I reset? That's why I paused the game. But no, I locked in. I was like, okay, we could just stay on the run. It's not a dead run. We have detoxification. It would have been a little bit better if Liz killed, though, because then we wouldn't have had to worry about the food poisonings. But I mean, you know, you get infinite detoxification anyway, because of the fact that you're getting Jormungand ult fairly consistently. So I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like tripping about it too much, right? So yeah, we move out of phase 1. We're now in phase 2. We get fully buff strip and all of that. So I do need to reapply Jormungand's, you know, the detoxification buff. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. Let's do Tyr ultimate, which again, as I mentioned, the AoE ultimate is very, very strong for this, guys. It is really good because that allows you to be able to do damage on those other stumps when, you know, you need that damage. And it's consistent too because we have Eller Liz, you know, filling our gauge. So overall, I mean, like, this team is actually fairly good considering, you know, most teams that have a character like this, you know, and you know, I think the last time I used a character like this was like Thor, I guess, right? Thor has an AoE ultimate, but double single target. It's very, very similar, but Thor also hits AoE on her, you know, AoE effect, like the after damage effect, right? You know, where she does her initial hit and then the damage after that hits again. So like things like that, you know, do definitely make a character really good for this fight. And, you know, the fact that Tyr does have that AoE, I think is really, really nice in his kit, you know, just being able to have that. The double single target on his skills, I think is completely fine for this fight, even though there are times where you need a lot of AoE. I still think it's fine because you could just kind of, you know, order your damage accordingly, right? Just make sure you're doing, you know, hitting one stump with a single target, hit the other stump with the other single target. You'll be completely fine, right? So right here, I'm like, okay, let's do the Valential. Let's do Detoxification. Well, all with Liz anyway. I don't have another Liz card anyway, but I'm just going to do it. And yeah, the idea was is get as much damage as possible on the stumps. Right, we're trying to get the kill on the stump, so they live barely, but they will die from the poison, right? And yeah, the targeting from the Ratatoskr beast on this phase was scuffed because my Tyr got targeted there. That was a little bit weird. Sometimes the boss does randomly target another character, and if he does hit your DPS like Tyr, that is a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I was like, okay, let's get as many skills off right here. Let's get as much cleansing going on as possible. And yeah, we're good to go. Unfortunately, Tyr does not have Detoxification though, so he is very, very low, as you guys can see on the turn right there. We got very, very lucky that the boss did not do a single target on that turn. If he did, we probably would have lost, but yeah, I mean, you know, there are definitely turns where you're just kind of hoping that, you know, you don't have to really worry about that. Yeah, so this was a turn right here, by the way. So this is what I was saying, like, at the beginning of the video, when I was like, okay, Tyr doesn't hit as hard as I thought, was a turn like this. So we have damage dealt and Detoxification from Jormungand on top of those two buffs, and look at how much damage Tyr is doing. I was a little bit disappointed with the damage here. So you guys will see, first skill does 1 million. That's really good. Second skill though, that's where I was like, the 800k though. Why are we doing 800k there? Right, we definitely should have been hitting a little bit harder there. This obviously, this last one here was a rank 2, so it's gonna hit around like 1 million. But man, that was just a little bit unfortunate because I could have probably killed that turn, you know, if Tyr was able to just full single target kill through. But I mean, that was like the only real time I noticed like my damage being a little bit lacking. But other than that, for the most part, the team was fairly good, guys. We didn't really have to worry. So there you guys go, man. That's going to be the floor 2. Now we're moving into floor 3 of the beast. So yeah, floor 3 right here, guys. I had this first phase, as you can see, on ×4 speeds, because the reason why is because this phase just takes a long ass time, right? Because remember, you have to move the rat to the right, you have to kill the left stump and the middle stump, you know, you have to make sure you stall till you get your certain cards. So literally this entire time I'm stalling for cards. And yeah, I mean, you know, I have it on ×4. We can honestly skip through, but this is how we went about it, guys. So we moved him to the left, and then I was like, okay, we have to move him to the right now so we can actually kill left stump and middle stump. So I'm like, okay, we gotta do triple, you know, debuff. We do the attack with Liz right there. That moves him over to the right. And yeah, one thing I will say that I don't know if I like that Tyr does, or it's not even that like he does it, it's just, you know, because of the fact that, you know, you're not able to cleanse when you're petrified. That is one thing that definitely sucks too. If Tyr had team-wide petrify immunity, he would be broken. He'd be so broken for this, actually. Yeah, that is one thing that I think could have made this character like actually, like, I guess tailor-made for this fight. But he's not actually made for the fight because of that, right? Like, you know, Tyr was just going to be a character you could run on the fight, but I never thought he was going to be like the best unit. So but if he had something like that where you know, you have the immunity to petrify, I actually would recommend him over, you know, other DPSs on this fight. And yeah, I mean, Tyr for me though felt very, very good. I don't necessarily think I was like, you know, really having issues with this team, and it felt very strong throughout the fight too. So yeah, I mean, I will say, guys, like, this team, as you go through the floors 1 to 3, is actually fairly consistent. It is not bad. The only thing I will say though is, again, there's times where you could get targeted, you know, for another character, and if they do target your Tyr and Tyr does die, I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that, right? That would be a really, really unfortunate circumstance. So there we go, guys. That is going to be the first phase right there. So me just kind of rambling on. We are done the first phase. Now I have it on ×2, so it's a little bit slowed down now. So you guys will kind of see how I went about it. So obviously the turn 1, we have to do the triple debuff, so we move him to the right, or no, to the left on this phase. And then after we do that, we drop the Tyr ultimate, and we're going to focus down the middle and the right stump so that he's always going to stay on the left. So that's why having the AoE ult from Tyr is really, really good. It's you know, it's kind of like DK Melee, where DK Melee's AoE ult does a lot of damage on this turn, and that's why I always like to hold on to like a really strong AoE ult for this phase. And yeah, I mean, just instantly doing it like that, like that's like 2 million damage. Follow up a Jormungand, and then Tyr Tier into the other one, and we're good to go, right? So those two stumps are dead. We focus now on the rat himself on the left stump. Yeah, him switching the targeting though, that I noticed was a little bit of an issue. I don't know how many times that's happened in my other team showcases, but on this run specifically, it has been kind of something that I was like, damn, like why is that happening as much as it is, right? Like it should not be that often, but you know, it could have just been my bad RNG throughout the fight. And if that's the case, then it is what it is, I guess, guys. Right here, this was a little bit risky for me. I ultimate Jormungand, and I was like, damn, this is reflect. Like, if I don't, like, lifesteal back, I would have died right there. Luckily, Jormungand has insane lifesteal on this fight, and I was able to live that and lifesteal all my HP back, guys. Because remember, that reflect, I think it's reflect 100% of damage. So you have to be very, very wary about the amount of damage you're doing and the amount of health you have on your team. You have to be very, very wary of that. So yeah, I mean, regardless though, the rest of this phase fairly straightforward, right? You know, we're just making sure that we're just kind of stalling on the phase, and yeah, I mean, again, guys, stun again on tier. Like, I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening with the character. He was just getting targeted like crazy. Again, it should only be, you know, Valenti there getting targeted, but I guess it was just like unfortunate for whatever reason. So yeah, now we're on phase 3 though here, guys. So phase 3 of floor 3. This phase right here, the turn 1, and you know, I had to pull up my document on the side. That's why I stalled for a little bit. We're focusing down left stump, right? That was the idea. So because we have so much single target damage with tier, the best course of action is we kill left stump instantly as fast as possible, and not using any debuff skills and not using any ultimates. Because if we were to use any of those skills, he would move to that stump. So that was kind of the idea. Let's get as much damage as possible on the left stump so that he doesn't go to it yet, and we can actually kill that stump and then force him to the right. So I was like, okay, let's just, you know, drop ultimate now, because now we definitely killed the left stump. He will have to stay on the middle because he's not able to move to left stump. So you guys will see here, he goes, he does a little like hand up thing like that. That means he you messed up the kind of order, right? Or he is not able to get to where he wanted to be. So yeah, I was like, okay, we have to unfortunately cleanse right there so that we're able to get a turn off. And I'm like, okay, let's just go for the double debuff so that we move the rat to the right. Because once you only have 2 of the stumps available, you're able to move him to the right by just doing 2 debuffs. So yeah, right there, he's going to do a bunch of AoE skills. I mean, it's a lot of damage for sure, but I mean, we were definitely tanking overall, guys. Like the team-wide tanking, the crit resistance, crit defense on tier and Jormungand was felt. And I don't know, I mean, it felt like Valenti and Liz were doing really good, you know, and that's with them not getting the buff from tier either. It definitely was Jormungand's buff being as strong as it was. But yeah, right there, I was like, okay, let's just get as much damage as possible, and he will not move as long as we don't do any debuffs. So I was like, okay, we could just kind of let that happen. And because he's already on the right stump and we have food poisonings already, we are actually stripping the immortalities, guys. So yeah, I mean, it is actually working out in our favor here, and it did pan out to be a very successful run on floor 3 here. So you guys will see, we do the ultimate with Valenti, we do the attacker with Liz, and I'm like, damn, Valenti, you got a kill there, and she gets the kill. So yeah, I mean, and then the rest of the fight here, guys, is just stalling, right? I mean, on this phase now, once you get to this point in the fight, you just have to make sure you get LR Liz ultimate cycled, and you have detoxification with Jormungand, and you're fine, and you win the fight. So this point on from the rest of the fight here, we won the game. We literally won. The boss can't do anything, even with Petrify, even with, you know, all the stuff he had. There was nothing he could do to stop us. We were completely good to go. So yeah, I mean, literally after this turn, we do finish off the fight, guys. So yeah, I mean, tier is pretty good on this fight. I will be honest, I think if you have him on your account and you don't have any other like really good DPSs for Ratatoskr, I mean, guys, yeah, tier was able to get the floor 3 clear, and it was pretty much no like issues throughout the entire fight. Like, other than the fact that he got targeted a few times, other than that, I think he is a really good unit for this, and I definitely do recommend you guys give him a shot on the Ratatoskr Demonic Beast. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is this a character you're going to be running on this fight, or are you still sticking to your standard DK Melly or Thor or whoever you're using on the fight, or Xion, right, or whoever? So yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later.